Hari Om. Hari Om. Namaskaram. So we will start discussing about Yoga Sutras in this series of lectures. This is for both for the beginners as well as people who already studied and established. So it can be useful to both of them. So to start with, what are Yoga Sutras? So Yoga Sutras were written by sage Patanjali thousands of years back. Nobody exactly know when it was written, though it says many details are there about sage Patanjali, but nobody knows exactly the history of sage Patanjali. We know here and there something. So we are not interested anyway. Whatever available is enough. We are more interested to know what is there in the Yoga Sutras, why it is considered as one of the the precious documents about yoga. The moment we say Yoga Sutras, a person who does not have any Sanskrit knowledge definitely find it very difficult to understand, because all these things are Sanskrit, written in Sanskrit with 195 or 196 sutras. So it's very difficult to understand. People don't have knowledge on Sanskrit. This is what our assumptions are. But frankly speaking, I do not know anything in Sanskrit. I don't have any knowledge, any formal education in Sanskrit. And when I did my teacher training course, Yoga Sutra was one of the subjects. And if somebody would have told me, you have to learn all these Sanskrit shlokas, sutras, as a part of the course, I would not have joined. So after joining, I found this subject has become very close to my heart, because they talk absolute truth. We can't deny. You can never say no to whatever it is written there. So when I went deeper and deeper, it really blew my mind just like that. So I thought I need to study it more in future. So I just spent a few years of time on Yoga Sutras. Now I am past few years, I'm just teaching Yoga Sutras online. So why I'm saying this is, prior knowledge to Sanskrit is not at all required. If you have willingness, interest, and time to learn, this is a fantastic work of Patanjali. To really, we can put it worth to put our life on it. So why Yoga Sutras? This is a common question. Why? What for we are studying Yoga Sutras? Or for that matter, what for any scriptures? What it gives me? Why should I study all those things? We should answer this question first. What is the background on which Yoga Sutra starts? So one thing we all accept is, we all have suffering. Every day we have suffering. You may say, no, I don't have suffering. I enjoy today. Have you enjoyed any full day? 124 hours with joy, with no suffering? No, right? Moments of happiness comes, moments of misery comes. It's a mixture of both in our life. So when you start questioning, how should I remove all the suffering permanently? Then you have to read our scriptures. We have answers for it, but it should be read and understood. We may get a lot of happiness through objects, but those things are temporary, right? I want to buy a car. When I buy a car, till I buy a car, I was longing. The moment I bought a car, that particular day or next few days or few weeks, I was so happy. But after that, where the happiness gone? Again, I have something else on my mind. I want to buy a house. So this keep on going. All these objects gives me temporary, momentary happiness, but I am unable to sustain that happiness for a long time. This is our problem. So that is why we are saying we are all into suffering. That moments of happiness, I am unable to extend it. So when that is the reality, every day is a suffering. Suffering means you don't need to cry or sit in depression. You're not happy. That is suffering, right? When you're not happy, how to be happy all the time? Sustain it the whole day, the whole week, the whole year, the whole life. For that, we need to understand what is life. What is life outside? Little I can understand, but what is inside? I really don't have any clue, right? None of us have any clue. So, Yoga Sutras, the text of Yoga Sutras gives a lot of insight about what is mind, what is life, what is this body, what is moksha, what is mukti. All of these things gives more knowledge, vidya. When I got more vidya, knowledge, then the darkness goes. The knowledge is like a torchlight where when the torch is on, light is on, no darkness. Suppose there is a dark room. What instrument you have to remove the darkness? Can you pump the darkness out? Impossible. But when the light comes, naturally there is no darkness. So this light is a knowledge or vidya. When this vidya comes through any text, especially through Yoga Sutras, then definitely the darkness goes. So the purpose of Yoga Sutra is to remove the suffering. No, if I get a promotion, then my suffering will go. No, if I get married to a person whom I like, the suffering will go. If you have any of those things in mind, still if you think by achieving something, your suffering will go, then Yoga Sutra is not for you. So this is to see the eligibility. Who are all eligible to read Yoga Sutras? If you still feel by getting one more object, by getting one more thing, if your life becomes beautiful, then our mind has not reached to study Yoga Sutras. But if you are a person who sees the world outside and see like people got everything, there are people who have crores and crores of rupees, who have power, who have fame, everything, great celebrities and many people, they have everything, still they are not happy. They are not fully happy. So if you feel, even if I get all those things, I will not be happy forever, now search for real happiness comes. In one of the, I think a year or two back, our great superstar Rajinikanth was speaking in a function. He said he's happy only 10%. When such a great celebrity like Rajinikanth is happy only for 10%, just see what is our happiness. So even you get all the money, all the power, all the status, if you're still happy only for 10%, then we need to really look in to what is really happiness is. What is that stopping me to enjoy that blissful state? Why not I remain 24 hours in a happy state? Why I'm so miserable? I'm getting all negativity in my mind. So why not I remain positive and ecstatic? So if you are a person who start believing by getting any of the objects around, it will not satisfy me. There is something beyond. If you start getting that kind of longing or wisdom, then Yoga Sutra is for you. So Yoga Sutra is for people who wants to get permanent happiness and come out of all your suffering. So the knowledge for that has been discussed a lot in Yoga Sutras. So this is the first qualification is required. The qualification is you should come to a maturity where the materialistic world will not give me permanent happiness. If you come to that understanding, yes, Yoga Sutras are for us, for you. So this is the first thing. So before getting into Yoga Sutras, we should have an overview. Before getting into a restaurant, what we should know? We want a menu, right? Without a menu, can you order anything? Whichever restaurant you go, this regular restaurant, even if you go, you will go through a menu. What is today's special? Without that, it is, it's not right. Maybe something you may miss also. So the first phase, we will run through an overview. We will see a flow chart about what all things available in the Yoga Sutras. And we will have an overview kind of discussion, maybe for 1.5 hours. After that, we will go through each and every sutra in detail so that we'll have a complete view on it. So the first thing we are going to see is a flow chart. So before that, this is a very small introduction about the basic things required to study Yoga Sutras. Now, if you take the number of sutras, it is 195 or 196, because there are different traditions which they say 195 and somebody says 196. It doesn't matter, because all the 195 or 196 covers everything. One sutra makes no difference. So there are the 195 or 196 sutras. These sutras, when you say sutra means a thread, or sutra means a formula in a compressed form. Like sutra is formula, normally we say, right? That means using that, you can arrive at something much bigger, much greater. So lot of concepts of life were given by sage Patanjali in the form of sutras. Short 1 line, 2 line, 3 lines, like that. It's like Tirukkural in Tamil, where you have 2 lines, but it talks a whole lot about life. Each and every Tirukkural is so important. Similarly, Yoga Sutras are written in sutra form, in a compressed formula form, where if you expand, you get a whole lot of knowledge. This 195 or 196 sutras are divided into 4 chapters. So chapter 1, chapter 2, chapter 3, and chapter 4. So we name the chapter as chapter 1 means the name of the chapter 1 is Samadhi Pada. Chapter 2 name is Sadhana Pada. Chapter 3 is called Vibhuti Pada. Chapter 4 is called Kaivalya Pada. These are the 4 chapters. So we are going to go by one. We will see why they are in chapters, why the first chapter is there, why not second chapter has come first. All those things we will see. So Samadhi Pada and Sadhana Pada, anybody can learn. When you learn Samadhi and Sadhana Pada, then you get progress to the 3rd one, Vibhuti Pada, then you progress to the 4th one, Kaivalya Pada. So they are the 2 entrances. If you want to study Yoga Sutra, either you study first the first chapter, Samadhi Pada, or you can study the second chapter also, the Sadhana Pada. Either 2, any one you can start. Once you start understanding this one chapter, you can then read the other chapter, any of the 2. After that, you can go to the 3rd chapter. After that, you can go to the 4th chapter. So this is how we are going to progress. Now today, we will see the flow chart. That means, what are all the concepts mentioned in Samadhi Pada, the first chapter? You know, the word Samadhi, when I say that, many people feel allergic about it. What is Samadhi? Samadhi means disappearing totally. I will go away from life, all those things. Nothing to worry. Those things are all we are going to see. Whatever is possible, we are going to see everything. We will touch each and every concept. So now I'll share the screen. We will go through the flow chart of the first chapter, Samadhi Pada. Now, this is the flow chart. You can see it starts from 1.1 and it finishes at 1.51. So there are 51 sutras are there in Samadhi Pada. You can see there are a lot of colors. So we have grouped the concept through colors. If you find one single color, then that's all related to that. Now you see here the green color and light green. So light green and dark green comes under one heading. Similarly, you can see the blue color, other colors, and all those things. So we are going to go through the summary of Samadhi Pada, or a flow chart, or a very, very gross overview. What is there? Only we are going to discuss about what is available in Samadhi Pada. So if you see the 1.1, the first one indicates the first chapter. That means Samadhi Pada. The second one indicates the first sutra. When I say 1.1, in Samadhi Pada, the first sutra. When you say 1.2, in Samadhi Pada, second sutra. When I say 1.3, first Samadhi Pada, third sutra. Like that it goes. We are not going to read the Sanskrit slokas, sutras. No, not now. We are going to see that in later level. We assume like you are a beginner, you don't know anything about Yoga Sutras. So we are going to take the session that way. Now the first sutra, it says, now the yoga begins. When I say now yoga begins, it seems to be like incomplete, or somewhere we are starting from halfway. What is it? Now yoga begins, or now begins yoga. That means we'll have an, how we proceed is, we will proceed as if a guru and Sishya are talking. Okay. Sishya is asking doubts and Guru is answering. Like that, we will go through all the sutras so that it will be easy. It looks like a story. You can always remember. So a disciple goes to a guru, and disciple says to a guru, I'm just, my life is, I have so much suffering. I have a lot of money. I have everything in my life, but still I don't know how to get this happiness. Can you tell me a way where I get permanent happiness all the time? And all my suffering should be removed. I should be eternally happy. Can you please give me a solution? If a disciple asks like this, what a guru will answer? First, disciple should have that maturity to ask this question. Let's see, like tonight, because night and dream only God will come, right? So tonight, God comes, Shiva or Vishnu or whichever God comes in your dream, or in real, God comes in front of you and asking, how many boons, what you want? He says, 3 boons I'll give you. And because traditionally in India, we always ask 3 boons. Suppose God asks you 3 boons. What you will ask? And you ask whatever you want, but you should guarantee you should be happy from tomorrow morning onwards. The moment you ask the boon, you will get everything, whatever you're asking. But you should remain happy forever in your life. Can you ask 3 boons? Impossible, right? Whatever you ask, you may get it, but there is no guarantee you will be happy. You may ask a big palace, to live. You can ask so much wealth. You can ask so much health. Everything you can ask, so much pleasures. But still, for some time, some days, it's okay. But after that, again, you start suffering. You can never guarantee you will be happy forever. Even God fulfill all your wishes. From today onwards, God fulfills all of your wishes. Whatever you ask, God gives you. Still, there is no guarantee. No one can guarantee will be happily live. In fact, people who have more of everything suffer more. Because when you have more, you need to maintain more. If you lose something also, you will suffer. No, people don't have much, they can give 10 rupees just like that, help someone. People have more money. When they give, it pains them. So we get more attached to it. So if you come to an understanding, all these things will not solve my problem, then the disciple goes and asks a guru, Guru, please show me a way to overcome all the sufferings of my life, because I've seen everything. Nowhere the suffering still remains. It's not going. So please show me a way where I get permanent happiness all the time. Now Guru says, now begins yoga. Or now I will tell you something about yoga. I will explain you about yoga. Why now? Because now the time has come. If you would have come yesterday, you are not ready. Right? You are looking for some materialistic thing. You thought by getting that you will be happy. But now only you got that maturity to ask this question. So now the time has come for yoga. So that now means the guru is ready, disciple is ready. It shows the readiness of the student to understand, to get the knowledge about life. Readiness of the guru to teach. Many times guru is ready, Shishya is not ready. Many times Shishya is ready, guru is not there. No, the right guru has not come. So the first sutra says, now begins yoga. That means both are ready. If you are a beginner, when guru says, now begins yoga, what will be your next question? Your next question is, what is yoga? Suppose you never heard the word yoga, you will definitely ask, what is yoga, master? So that's about the second sutra. The second sutra talks about the definition of yoga. It gives a complete, clear definition where Patanjali says yoga is nothing but mastering or controlling your activities of your mind. Whatever activities happening in your mind, if you master it or if you control it, then we can say you are in a state of yoga. So yoga is controlling or mastering the activities of the mind. So one Sanskrit word, the first important Sanskrit word apart from yoga, you need to understand is about vrittis. Vrittis means activities. Many people mean it as thoughts also, but most appropriate meaning for vrittis is activities. So if you control all the activities of your mind, that is called yoga. Let's see like this. If you have all the control of your mind, what you will ask? Suppose you have a switch, happy switch, sorrow switch, all kind of switch you have in your mind, which you want to press. I want to press only happy switch. I want to be happy all the time. So that is a switch normally I press. But now I do not know where the switch is. That's the problem. Even if I know, I don't know how to operate it. Though I come in this world with the mind, I do not know how to control the mind. The mind is the most sophisticated gadget on this planet. We can replicate many, many things, but we cannot replicate our own being, our own mind. Very difficult to understand. Nobody has found out what happens in the mind. First of all, what is mind? That it's a big term to see. So yoga is controlling the activities of the mind. Now the third question is, if you are a disciple, what will you ask? What happens if I control my mind? That's the question, right? What happens? Suppose if I control my mind, if I master my mind, what happens to me? The fourth question is, what happens if I don't control my mind? These are the next two sutras. If you control your mind, you will be residing in your own state. You will be as who you are. When you get angry, are you the same person? No, you are a different person, right? When you get angry, when you get jealousy, when you get all the negative things, you are not you. You took a different form temporarily, but you will come back again. So if you are in the state of yoga, if you control your mind, if you are in a very pleasant state, that is your natural state. That means you will reside in your own state. Your original state is happiness. How? Where is the proof? When you sleep, you are not there, right? That means your mind is not there. You are not conscious. You are sleeping. When you are not there, you are so happy. Next day, you wake up and say like, I'm so happy. I slept. I had a very nice sleep. That means you enjoyed your absence. That means we have most of the negative things we have. When I sleep, I forget myself. I am not there. I'm so happy. So what I call me, what is that me? When I say me, am I pointing to my body? When I say me, I'm pointing, but really, am I this body? No, this is a food body. This is a body I gathered from outside. I start eating, and all the food has become this body. And I also say this is my body. When I say this is my body, I exist somewhere inside. It belongs to me, but it is not me. This is a food body. We say Annamaya Kosha. Similarly, what is mind? Mind is the collection of all the things that I gathered. The day I born, people start teaching me. People start putting all the garbage on me, both good, bad, right, wrong, everything. I stored everything here. I start following. Now suddenly it has become me. So this also I gathered, right? All the ideas, all the opinions, all the knowledge I gathered, whomever given, right? From my father, mother, teacher, now from either school, college, or in the office or in society, everybody gave lot of impressions and I stored. Now I call this as me. So this is also not me, actually. My body, I am not this body, because even one hand goes, I'm still there. I am not this mind, because when I sleep, I am mindless. My mind is not working. I completely don't have consciousness, awareness, but still I exist. So I am not the body, I am not this mind. So who am I then? I am beyond this body and mind. That which energizes, which activates this mind and body, that is me. So as of now, we will say this me is the soul. We are going to have a technical word, Sanskrit word for this, but as of now, you say this is soul or Atma or whatever word you want to call it. This is soul. So the nature of the soul is only happiness. So when you control your mind, you know how to operate, what to operate, you will put that in blissful state. So if you control your mind, you are in the state of yoga, then you will remain in your own state. If you do not control your mind, what happens? If you do not control your mind, then you are not in the state of yoga. You will go where your thought goes. You will go behind your thoughts. Right? When I keep on going behind my thoughts, I will not live my life. Everything will pull me. When everything pulls me, too many things happens in my mind. I say it is stress. I don't know what I'm doing. Thinking too much activity is going on. Now I will not have peace, happiness, nothing. So if I don't control my mind keep on doing things. When my mind keep on doing things without my permission, it becomes a nuisance to me, right? If I have a car, wherever I want to drive, I drive to that place it should go. If it start going on its own, then this car is no use to me. Similarly, my mind should work the way I want. If it work on its own, then it's a nuisance to me. So if I am not in the state of yoga, if I do not control my mind, then the mind will do things on its own. Then I will behave as if my thoughts behave. If my mind goes crazy, I will go crazy, right? So this is about the fourth. So the first four sutras are, first is Nav Yoga, second is the definition of yoga. What is the definition of yoga? Controlling or mastering the activities of the mind. Third is what happens if you are in the state of yoga. You will remain in a blissful state. Fourth is what happens if you are not in the state of yoga. If you are not in the state of yoga, then you will behave as if you are as your thoughts behave. You will not be living a peaceful life. So this is about the four sutras. Today we will end up with the four, and we will have next session starting from fifth. So please go through this, do self-study, reflect what we have gone through, and we'll continue from the next session. Hari Om. Namaskar.